Let's talk about trading. What's going on, Pack? It's Quacky here, and today we're going to talk about trading, how to trade, and what to look out for. So I get asked all the time on stream questions like, will this item go up in price? Will this item go down in price? How much can I expect to get for this item? Well, today we're going to unravel all those questions and answer them all in this video. Do note, however, that there are a lot of variables when it comes to trading, such as personal desirability of items and market inflation and deflation, etc, etc. Now, there are a lot of trade guides already out there, but with the new pricing methods that have been introduced in Krunker for trading specifically, I thought that now would be a good time to make one. And especially if someone has been doing thousands and thousands of trades, I thought that I'd give it a shot and make a trade guide for you guys. I'm going to be doing this in parts, so we're going to talk about price predictions and how to determine those, upgrades versus downgrade trades, where to get more trades, and any additional tips that I may have will be at the end of this video. So let's start with the price trends and what we can do to predict the future pricing of items. Now, I will be focusing primarily on contraband items as that's what I trade most of, but this will apply to other rarities as well. As a rule of thumb, it is safe to assume that new items that do come out will follow the same price trends of items that are in their similar class. So let's say, for instance, that a new non-animated contraband AK skin comes into Krunker. We can assume that, judging from the previous non-animated contraband AK skins such as the Raiju, the Apocalypse, the Acid Howler, and the Scarlet, that eventually they all fell to that 15 to 18,000 KR range. So with that in mind, we can expect that new non-animated contraband AK skin to fall within that same price trend. So let's briefly cover over animated skins, as they're a bit of a different story. Now, it is safe to assume that if the skin does have the same repeating or glowing pattern trend, that it will eventually fall under the same price trend as other skins that are similar in the same pattern and design from the same season of the same class. Now, the reason why I say the same season is because we've seen a trend with the Rainbow AK and Sniper where the price jumped significantly months after it was vaulted. Now, another factor to consider is circulation count. Items that have, let's say, a circulation count of 500 or less are way more prone to price manipulation, causing huge price fluctuations, so just keep that in mind. Now, if you do want to trade for an item that does have that low circulation count and inconsistent pricing, you're way better off trying to trade for that item when it's at its lowest. When it comes to using the estimated prices while trading, 90-95% of the time it's okay to do so. In recent updates, the estimated price now goes off of the 7-day sale price, whereas beforehand it would only update once, and that was on the item's release. So now the estimated price is way more accurate. The reason why I say only 90-95% of the time you can go by estimated pricing is because the only time I wouldn't go off the estimated prices is for items that are newly released, so let's say a month or newer, or items that have a low circulation count, which are prone to price manipulation. Aside from that though, any relic or contra that have over 1,000 in circulation, it's safe to go off the estimated price because those will always sell weekly and the estimated price will always update accurately. So when it comes to items that have a price dip or a price spike, let's say for instance you have a 12,000 KR contraband that dips to 7,000 KR. It's not worth 7,000 KR unless it constantly sells at 7,000 KR for at least a week straight, because the reason that these price fluctuations happen is from quick sellers or people who sell the skin for a really high price for traders to buy from them to complete a trade transaction. So now with all that out of the way, let's talk about upgrades versus downgrades. So an upgrade trade is where a user wants to trade multiple items for one big item. This can be multiple relics for a contraband, multiple legendaries for a relic, etc. If you are planning to do an upgrade trade, you should expect to pay anywhere from a 10 to 20% markup for that item that you want to trade for. And downgrade trades are, well, the opposite. You're trading one big item for multiple smaller items. So if I was to get a trade for, let's say, my Acid Howler, if someone's offering multiple relics for it, I would want at least a 10% markup in the price of the Acid Howler if it's 2 items, and an additional 5% for each relic that they have to add on to it. So with that being said, if the user offers me 3 of their relics for my Acid Howler, I would want at least 17,000 KR of value from their 3 relics to even consider the trade, and that's 17,000 KR after considering all the price methods that we talked about earlier. Now, for those of you wondering, well, how do I get trades? Where can I get trade offers? I'm going to have a link to 3 Discord servers. The first one being the Krunker Bunker with their trade and market chat. Then there's also the Krunker Trade Discord, and there's also a Krunker Stonks Discord. Both the market and Stonks Discord actually have a trade advice channel that you can use if you have any questions with any trades. Now, as a bonus tip, I would highly recommend you guys do not deal with trades that involve KR, as this is the #1 way that people are getting scammed at the moment. If any devs are happening to watch this, I would recommend that you guys do add KR to trades, but for a much higher fee. That way people will still utilize the market. That's gonna wrap up the video, guys. I hope you found these tips to be useful. If you did, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you guys have any additional questions, I will try to answer them as best as I can in the comments. But this has been Quacky, and I will see you all in the next one.